Ooh. Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Smudcast number 584. Why Batman is overrated and you need to get over it. This is the part two. We did this guy a few days ago. He's just not worth listening to, but apparently people want to keep listening to him, and we're going to keep arguing what he's saying for whatever reason. I think we left when he was talking about Superman in some capacity. I don't know what capacity, but he did. So,
Yeah, the whole part of it was the whole the BBS argument where it's like Superman can slap Batman silly. I'm just like, that first of all, that depends on the writers, as we've clearly have an example of with the Snyderverse,
right, and
which tried to take so much from Dark Knight Returns without knowing the context.
oh yeah, that's a whole other. Dark Knight Returns is a whole other issue. But even if that's the case, so what? Doesn't make them good or bad. That just means there's stronger DC characters out there, and there's stronger characters than Superman. So who cares? What difference does that make? Why is Batman overrated? Just give us the reasons. That's all you got to do. Aside from, well, he's not very strong. It's like, oh, we know that. That's not what makes him cool or interesting or worthwhile. So, I don't know. Seems an odd statement, and then to just keep talking about it is a little awkward for me. But this is how he goes. So let's just get started. Supposedly halfway through, so let's just keep going.
For me, that's by going, I have laser beams that burn as hot, if not hotter than the sun. I have to shave with those laser beams because my hair is that much better than you. Like, it's that strong that I have.
My hair is that much better than you? What is this? We're not comparing Superman's hair.
What does his hair have to do with any?
Superman's hair is extremely dense. Yes. And Batman is a human. What's your point? I don't get it. Anyway.
Have to shave with laser beams, heat vision that burns hot or hotter than the sun. Not only that, I can just look at you, use my x-ray vision to look right through your eyes, and that one little fat part of your brain, Bruce, that part right there that handles all executive thought, the prefrontal cortex, whatever you want, I can just cut it out with my heat vision, and you're just not. Who are you? You can't make decisions anymore. You're a vegetable now. You're done. Before, I don't even have to lay hands on you. I don't. I could just go beat up Alfred.
Yes, Superman is great. Get on with it.
And now you're depressed. And then my favorite scenario, which is like Jordan came up with this, and it's just so funny when you think about it, is that Batman's got to sleep, right? Like, he can't just stay up all the time, even though he's trained his body to be able to run on as little sleep as possible. Eventually, he has to sleep. Right. Let's say it's 2 a.m. Batman's gonna go lay down. He's gonna take like an hour, 2-hour power nap, right? Get his energy back. What is Batman gonna do if Superman decides to just fly into space at 2 a.m. and start throwing meteors at Earth? What plan does Batman have for that?
Why would he even do that?
Yeah, what does that have anything to do with Batman?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? What if pick any villain from DC. What if some villain starts throwing large objects from space at Earth? Like, yeah, that'd be pretty bad. What does that have to do with Batman, sir?
Hold on, give me a moment. Gotta check on something real quick.
All right.
Oh, are we on?
Yes. Sadly,
hello.
Sadly, we are.
I need to start the browser. I need a second.
Yeah, basically,
Sorry.
Superman is very strong, and that's it.
He's in the Batman doesn't have laser eyes, therefore he's not great.
He can't fly. He can't throw meteors at the Earth or some nonsense. I'm like, what does that have anything to do?
It's just a superficial. It's just a superficial shit.
Well,
this guy doesn't understand intelligent heroes.
You can compare this to any villain or hero in DC. It's like, what is your point? There are many, many characters in DC that are stronger than Batman. What is your point, sir? We can go down the list. It makes no difference. Like, what are you trying to get at? This is silly.
Logically tell me that in the comments. What does he have for that at 2 a.m., 2:01 a.m. when he's getting to that deep REM?
So I don't know how he combined Batman needing to sleep and Superman throwing meteors at the Earth. What is that? What kind of argument is that?
Doesn't Superman also sleep?
Yeah, I know, but like when Batman's asleep, what if Flash is asleep? What if any character is asleep? It doesn't make any difference what some other character's then doing. If Batman's asleep, Joker could be blowing up part of Gotham. He wouldn't know. It's true. He's asleep. You're right. What's your point? This is so stupid. Batman's human. We get it. Humans aren't perfect.
Because now he's falling out. What does he have when meteors start being thrown at Gotham? Or granted, I could just not throw meteors. I could just move the Earth 2 centimeters, 2 inches, and now you got solar radiation, nuclear winds.
Oh,
all the-
you don't even know what the hell you're talking about now. He can move the Earth 2 inches. Oh no. What is he?
Is that relevant?
I don't even. What is he on?
Beautiful.
Does he understand astrophysics one bit? I don't think so. Anyway.
This is coming down. The ozone layer is being torn apart just by moving it a centimeter.
The
a decameter,
ozone?
whatever it is, decameter, or the smallest.
The ozone layer. Not this. The entire stratosphere is slightly out of alignment, or the magnetosphere, or anything to do with the center of the Earth causing some weird tidal shift from the moon. The Earth is spinning extremely fast right now, and spinning extremely fast around the sun. I'm not sure 2 centimeters this way or that way would bother anyone, but why not? Fine, whatever.
Oh, I'm missing all the good stuff.
This guy is just making stuff up now. I don't really care.
Unit of measurement. Everything
That's
is
what I
screwed.
mean.
The axis is turned over. I could go
The
destroy
crazy
all your
stuff.
businesses, and now you have no money. How are you funding? Where's your superpower right now?
Wait. Who has no money? Let me try this again.
Go destroy all your businesses, and now you have no money.
So, how do you destroy? Do you mean the buildings? If you destroy like Wayne Enterprises and all these buildings that I guess Bruce owns, now he has no money? What? You think all the money is made in a building or is in the building?
What?
What is he talking? Does he understand how money works? Or
This
business?
is getting funny.
Like, can you imagine a conglomerate? Like, pick any, like McDonald's. I'm going to blow up all your McDonald's. You're going to have no money. It's like, well, they wouldn't sell any burgers for the first month, but they would have it like trucks. They would do other ways of selling things. They're not going to stop selling burgers or making money. That's like a setback. That's like, oh no, we don't have any offices. Hey, what does that remind me of? Oh yeah, COVID. Everyone worked from home. Did every company on the planet stop making money? What is this guy talking about? What? The office space is down. Oh no. Well, I guess we'll work from home now. Oh yeah, we can do that. Thanks, technology. That's great. All right.
How are you funding? Where's your superpower right now? You're a cop who has a lot of money. Where's your superpower at? It's gone. Like, if Batman were to catch a kidney stone.
What? Okay, so if Batman has some sort of debilitating disease like a kidney stone or a stomach ulcer or some inflammation of some other organ, yeah, that would hurt. That would slow him down. He would keep coming at you though. That's his thing. He doesn't stop. But he's also really smart and he knows how to get really good medical attention, so I don't think he'd be dumb about it. There are many solutions to kidney stones, in case you guys don't know. There's radiation treatments. There's water from Italy. There's an actual bottled product from mineral water in Italy that actually destroys kidney stones. So there are plenty of therapies there and diets. So, oh God, he eats too much beef. Oh no, he's gonna get a stomach ache. Oh dear, Batman, what will you do? Anyway.
If he was to catch a kidney stone, yo, his whole week is ruined. My man has to eat. I don't have to eat.
So again, humans eat, humans sleep. Okay, so let's say we take the Flash. If he doesn't eat, he dies because he has to expend all his energy. When was there?
Most superheroes eat.
Yeah, I know. When was there a time where Batman was like starving, and this was a problem in a storyline? Like I can't think of exactly one. I'm sure there's something about it where Batman's on the go and he has to eat. There's the one in the comics or the animated shows. He's falling asleep and he goes to a coffee bar and he just boom, I need whatever you got. He throws money on the table and takes some coffee to keep him going. I wouldn't exactly call that eating, but
is that in that Justice League episode?
I don't remember what the conditions were, but like he's giving us the scenario if Batman gets a kidney stone, and I'm like, that's.
Actually, in Detective Comics 247, Batman gets a kidney stone.
Yeah. Okay. I guess it's the end of the world.
It's just 6 panels of a man trying to piss really badly.
I don't know. This is weird. This is so. I've never heard these asinine arguments before.
He just takes some ultrasonic device from his bat belt and shatter the kidney stone.
Right.
In regards to that coffee drinking one, it's a Justice League episode where he fights a guy, I think called Dr. Sleep or something. And Batman's the only person who can stay awake, but that's because he's used to lasting on like 3 hours of sleep. But even he's struggling, so he buys the coffee as a joke. It's like a joke, but he's trying to keep himself awake. And I think he sings to himself to try and keep himself awake as well.
Yeah. There is a scene in Batman Beyond I remember where Ra's al Ghul comes back as his daughter, and Talia's like, "I made you your favorite meal," and then Batman goes, "I can't eat that anymore," because he's an older man. So like, I can't think of any specific condition where Batman eats food and it like hurts him or something.
Yeah,
I'm sure there is, but I just can't think of one.
He eats loads. I mean, I've seen him, but he eats a lot of stuff and things. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we've seen many conditions where he's old and his heart is not in it anymore. He has to slow down, especially in Legends of the Dark Knight, or Dark Knight Returns, rather. He's not as agile. He's not as quick. He gets hurt a lot. He gets disabled a lot. His bones break. So yes, he's human. That's kind of his appeal. He's just a guy who.
But the thing is, we don't see a lot of other stuff. It's like, are we going to like have a go all like media because we don't see anyone taking a shit, or we don't see. Oh well, Indiana Jones isn't real because he doesn't have a piss. When does he eat? I mean, obviously he eats with those sheep brains in the second one. But do you know what I mean? It's like this. We don't have to see his morning meal.
Yeah. I remember.
I just assume every time I watch, like say Batman Begins with Christian Bale, I just play the start of American Psycho with his morning routine and assume that's how he gets it in the morning.
I remember 1989 where Bruce is in bed and but we don't know how he wakes up, but he's hanging upside down on a little sort of metal thing. It's like, what's that all about? And then Vicky Bell, she looks around like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah. His customer, he's a bat man.
Yeah,
So
he's got to hang upside down by his feet for some reason. Like, oh sure, okay.
Yeah, that's one scene that I never really got into. It's also ironically one of the only Batman films that my partner will watch because it's done by Tim Burton and she likes Tim Burton.
Yeah. It's a lot of great scenes. There's just weird stuff, as Tim Burton does do weird stuff, and you sit there and you're like, was that necessary to show Bruce hanging upside down on a metal rod thing? I don't know if that was essential.
So he does gymnastics because he's a Batman.
Gymnastics coming from the Batman movie where he can barely move.
Magical brace leg thing.
He's got a magical groin-crushing gauntlet. And that's why it's my favourite Batman movie.
Was that the one where he can't move his head?
That doesn't narrow it down.
Well, the third one is where
he
gets his back broken, and then some guy gives him like a shiatsu massage, and he just gets up and he's all better.
Oh no! In Batman '89, you've got the guy who's got like those knives that come out of his shoes, flying at him, and Batman just lifts his hand up, and he's got this like, I don't know, something just pops out of his glove like a pad or something, and it just hits the guy in the crotch. And it obviously just incapacitates this guy because it's obviously just like crushed his nuts. And I'm like, oh wow, Batman's even cooler than I thought. He doesn't have to fight anyone.
Terry in the chat says that it was Michael Keaton's idea to hang upside down.
For no reason.
Probably.
Let's just have. I want to hang upside down, Tim. Like, okay,
Because I'm Batman.
Even though that's Spider-Man's thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be funnier if like Michael Keaton just decided to do that and it wasn't for the movie, and Tim Burton just decided to start filming? It's just like, that's what Michael Keaton does.
It's like a swing
Michael
to him.
Keaton just thought this is such a creative idea because it's like a bat.
Michael Keaton's just like, no, I just like hanging like this. Actually.
It is something
it's
that
like, you know when actors get ideas of writing the movies, we get things like Netflix Bebop,
or when Patrick Stewart really likes cars, so they decide to film in a dune buggy.
Why mention Nemesis? Why? why?
It's so stupid that when I heard that argument, I was like, wait, Patrick likes to drive, therefore they put a car? Like, really? What?
Yeah, that was it. The hell with the prime directive.
Yeah, so
I have a dune buggy with a rear-mounted swivel phaser blaster shit thing. Like, what the hell is happening? What kind of Federation design was like, okay, after we make the dune buggy, we gotta put a swivel-mounted gun on the back of it for whatever, I don't know, for some reason.
The thing looks so not Star Trek. It's astonishing.
Dumbest, yeah. It's like some sort of, I don't know, Mad Max design.
Yeah,
thing.
Like there's a Volkswagen some suddenly in Star Wars.
Yeah, it's bizarre. But let's have a scene with that where they this thing flies off a shuttle. And you're like,
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Captain Picard is overrated because you don't see him eating in Nemesis. So.
oh yeah, he's just
Or
drinking
anything
tea
like
all
that.
day. There's no food.
Isn't he eating gach in some episode?
That's Riker. Yeah.
No, Riker just eats a lot of pussy.
He just eats everything. This is so. Batman is human, therefore he's inferior. It's like, thanks. That's really, really great.
Batman's a human. Yes, I know that. He's inferior. Okay. I do not agree.
All right. Anyway, let's keep going.
I run off the sun. I eat to make you feel comfortable at dinner. You can't go more than 30 days without water. I don't even need water. He could tear his AC.
I think it's food,
30.
but
Yeah.
water's like 3
Water
days.
is more for, yeah, that's a 3-day thing.
Also,
I know, I've tried.
he does know there's like with like scenes, there's time between each scene. Not every scene flows into the next. There can be days apart where he could drink off camera. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Superman can live off the sun. We get it. He's a really cool character. I get it. The video's about Batman, sir. Can you please focus?
Yeah, but Batman doesn't have superpowers. Therefore, he's not great.
When we say overrated, we mean think like he's hyped up too much. Everyone thinks he's so cool, but no one's saying.
Who's overrated?
But,
Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn's overrated.
okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yes.
Side character, sure. Yeah.
No, but look, she's a side character. She's not a side character. She's the face of the DC universe now for some reason.
Oh, she is? Oh, shit. Oh, no.
God.
When did that happen? Oh, my
Did
God.
When did that happen? It happened.
Wait. When did what happen?
Harley Quinn become the face of DC universe. I don't know. It might be because in every single movie and game and TV show, Harley Quinn pretty much is like this main character.
But she really resonated with the emo and borderline girls.
Oh.
So we'll tap into that demographic.
I mean, Arkham kept her as the backup dancer she is.
All right, then watch what Arkham Knight.
Yeah, one DLC and one mission. That's it.
And then how about the Harley
people-
Quinn show?
Look,
How about the Batman Harley Quinn movie? How about Birds of Prey? How about
I am talking about Arkham specifically.
Gingerman,
I did don't mix my words.
Gingerman. The target audience of Harley Quinn is not playing video games.
Yes. We're taking money from people who play video games.
I'm not even sure they buy movie tickets. I don't think they buy much merchandise.
Yeah, it's just.
They
Like,
just
that's
like to go around and say,
anymore.
"Oh yeah, I do like Harley Quinn."
Well, it's like this new was it?
Zelda. Yes, I also like Zelda. Oh, Heart Pieces, so awesome.
Here's this great. This is pretty much this guy's argument from the Dark Seraph. Thank you, sir. No, you see, Batman is so overrated. How can he fight crime if he eats a bad shrimp and gets the screaming shits? Yeah, I know, it's horrible.
Yeah,
You know what Batman does? He gets through his diarrhea and then he fights on.
Yeah, or he just keeps going. He doesn't give a shit.
Ooh. Oh, I don't recommend that.
A badly written Batman would risk constipation if it meant getting the job done.
Yeah.
You can't. Oh no. You
Yes,
can
he
actually
would.
be- No, wait. I was just thinking this through. You can actually be constipated with diarrhea. That is possible. It's just very rare.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like he would risk the side effects if it meant getting the job done. That's the issue.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this is the last time I ever eat while also on a stream. So, thanks, guys.
Anyway.
Well, I mean, are you Batman? No.
Exactly.
Is this an opening for jokes about English cuisine?
No.
I'm talking about Batman. I'm not making any jokes.
Is it like specifically like steak and kidney pie you're having, or is like there's something just generic?
I'm literally having a couple of biscuits.
Yeah, that's pretty British.
Biscuits. I thought it was like eating food, not snacks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant a couple of schnitzels. I don't know. I don't know.
I just ate a pig. Just this little snack, just a little piglet.
I always snack
Or
on
free.
steak. What are you talking about? Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. At 20 to 11 at night. You know what? I have a full fucking dinner.
Well, if you didn't have anything to eat before,
Well,
it would make sense.
Once the wife is asleep, now I can bring out the real food. So
Yeah.
While you pretend to her that you're vegan.
Oh,
this
I had
secret,
a
this secret fridge just pops out of the kitchen. And there's just all this beef just hanging up.
I think what I find so funny is my partner is technically vegan, but due to medical things, but she hates vegans.
So she's
Like, she
forced.
She finds vegans to be the worst people ever.
You know what? I've been reading the Carnivore Diet book. I'd be happy to give you a copy.
Oh yeah, please. No, but she obviously when she cooks and stuff. I had chicken skewers today and everything, so she's fine doing it. And with the pregnancy, she might be allowed to eat meat near the end of it.
You're allowed
So she's
to.
looking forward to it.
You're definitely
No,
allowed
she-
to eat meat as you're pregnant. That's
No, she can't because of the protein.
what's wrong with the protein.
Her body can't break protein down.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
dangerous.
yeah, but because of having the baby, she has a protein allowance pretty much, and at a certain point, it'll be high enough that she can have bacon.
Oh, so
Interesting.
being pregnant sort of temporarily somewhat heals her?
Because the baby is taking all the protein.
Ah, nice.
Interesting. See, this is a
Very
problem with kids growing up too. They get very finicky with their food, and you gotta sneak that protein in
My
there.
kid can be as finicky as possible, as long as they don't go to my food.
Well, if you want your kids to grow up healthy, you gotta give them that protein somehow. So it's tough sometimes.
Well,
Oh, so in order for her to regularly eat meat, she just needs to be pregnant all the time.
Oh boy.
yeah. That's fun times for me. Well, one bit of fun time and 9 months of nothing.
May as well like live on that farm and just make it into a cattle farm as opposed to a dairy farm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
Batman. Less about the subject of my loins. Batman is overrated.
Yeah, get back to Batman. Here we go.
Running the wrong way. Whole career done. You know, he's got to take some time on the sidelines and do some physical therapy. Call the Bronze coach or whatever, trainers take care of him and just like get like a massage, gonna work that out. He's so frail, and there's so many instances of him being frail. All right, so during the week,
So wait a second. A character who's frail is overrated because he gets hurt. I don't think this guy understands heroes very well. Heroes are awesome because they power through the conflict that causes them to slow down. They keep going.
Yeah, this guy really has the mind of a child.
Yeah, we see so many
understanding of superheroes of a single-digit age child.
Yeah, depending on what Batman you get, the great thing about Batman's cape and cowl and the uniform, I like the original one where there was no like bulletproof vests or anything like that. It was just the cowl where he gets cut up, he gets beaten up, bruised, he's got bullet holes in him. And you see him holding his side and blood gushing out of his body. He still goes. He's pushing through. Yeah. That's what makes him awesome. Yeah. Not the fact that he can't get hurt, but the fact that he does.
Yeah, to put this bluntly, Batman is as frail as Mike Tyson in his heyday.
So a little bit less frail than me.
Okay.
That's why a lot of the countermeasures on the cape and cowl are more recent.
Yeah. The thing is, it's like, okay, being frail, look how many times you have to add kryptonite to Superman to make him frail, to make a story. Superman still gets hit.
And there's so much kryptonite. There's so many sources of it. And it's kind of a joke. Like that's the ongoing thing. Oh, there's always kryptonite around the corner to hurt Superman.
Man, where'd all that stuff come from?
Yeah, it's like everywhere.
Also, lead. Lead stops his X-ray vision. Does that mean Superman's overrated because he can't see through lead?
Oh.
Okay.
Well, one of the dramatic things with Smallville, if you ever did watch the series, was that Clark can never fall in love because his supposed lover, either always dies or is involved in some sort of weird Smallville freak of the week scenario, or something bad happens to them eventually. And we see that with the death of his father or Lana Lang. And it's this, like, you sort of get through this motion where Clark sort of distanced himself from his friends in some of the, I think it was like season 7 or something. I can't remember. This is after Lois Lane is introduced, and they're slowly building up that relationship. But it's always this stoic, oh, I gotta stay away from my friends. I can't be too human. They're going to get hurt somehow. There's always something he can't do or can't associate with, even when growing up on a personal level. So that's kind of the sadness or the drama of, or the tragedy rather, of Clark. He eventually learns to accept his humanity with Lois because Lois manages to get through that hard exterior. So there's lots of ways we see Clark as a human, whereas with Bruce is Batman. He has some humanity, but it's mostly I am a hardcore detective. All this other crap is frivolous.
Yeah, Batman is his actual persona, and he mentions it numerous times.
Yeah.
And so have we in several Smudcasts.
Yeah, and it's interesting because he's so hardcore that all these, like, being nice to, he'll be nice, but it's all an act. Yeah, it's good that he does things and is interactive.
Isn't there an episode like Batman Beyond where someone tries to trick him into being like a voice in his head? And he goes, I knew it wasn't a real voice in my head because I never called myself Bruce Wayne in my head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
and Terry's like, well, what do you call yourself? And it's like, he just looks at him and he's like, may I remind you that that's me now? Anyway.
Yeah, no, it's that's what we always get. We always get this guy who's trying to think ahead. What's the game someone's playing? Who's planning something? How do I figure it out before they do? And the rest, like being nice, yeah, that's good. Being friendly with his team, being public, having a public image, that's normal. But man, he is just nope. I'm distancing myself from everyone because I got to protect my city. I got to distance myself from Catwoman, from Diana, from all these other women because they're the distraction, and it's never going to end well. I've been there, done that. Not going to worry about it. So
Wait a minute. Who refers to himself in his head in the third person?
Batman.
I don't think so. He's a bit wacko, but not that wacko. But
He calls himself the Knight. I am vengeance. Like,
whatever. In your head, when you're talking to yourself, you'd rather say you or I.
I am the Knight. Yes, he does say that.
Yeah, for example, that. But I thought you meant a line of the voice in your head saying, "Bruce, you must get through this."
Maybe
like that.
Maybe whenever Mad Hatter's involved.
That's schizo shit.
I think we all agree Batman's a bit crazy. Yes.
Yeah, but the right kind of crazy.
Okay.
Just the right amount of crazy.
Yeah,
it's just not too much.
Yeah.
Video was being edited by Josh. Some more evidence to add
The
to
fuck?
Batman being the frailest has come out. And
He's got a buddy of his to help him with this video editing, and the buddy came up with ideas. That's great. Okay.
Oh, this should be interesting.
The way he's giddy jumping around here slightly. It seems like he's happy to dunk on someone for prove that you're weak, so that he can feel better about himself.
I guess because
how old is this guy?
No one has said this is a bad thing. They just say, yeah, he's a human. He gets hurt. We know. It's obvious. No one's contesting this. No one's saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. This is the way stories are written with Batman. That's why we like him. We can relate to that. He gets shot. He gets cut. He gets bruised.
Yeah. By the way, people, you can still grow up to be an actual adult and still enjoy comic book heroes and stuff.
Yeah.
You don't need to turn into this guy in order to still be able to enjoy comic book stuff.
Yeah, look at Daredevil, Spider-Man, all these superpowered heroes, but they are so human. They are so natural. It comes across as, I can totally understand what's happening to them right now with their relationships or whatever they're going through, even though we don't have super hearing and super senses to flip around like a spider. So it's not hard to write a story about a guy who's relatable, who's not Superman or a god. It's not impossible. And you gotta work with those quirky nature of like, say, a Batman character to make it more believable. Like, how the hell would a billionaire sleep very little, be super strong, super fast, super smart, have all this money, have all this resources, and still be obsessed with the death of his parents to keep him going every day? And not say, you know what, I'm just gonna buy Hawaii and just live there. That never crossed his mind. He's never going to do that. He's always going to be in Gotham. So that's something and with that has to come with like sleep deprivation and all these crazy gadgets he's got and how he thinks of himself and all these other emotional controls he has to use to keep him in check and keep his mind sharp and learn and make inventions and all kinds of cool stuff. That it's like, yeah, a crazy guy would do that. He's got to be as crazier and smarter than his villains in order to stop them. So that makes some sense. It's not perfect sense, but it's like, okay, you gotta think like the villain. You gotta be not crazier than them. You have to have more resources than they do to make it logical, at least. Not to say it makes perfect sense, but to say, okay, I have to get into the head of the Riddler. How do I do that? Outwit him, figure out his jokes, and beat him with a punch. So yes, there is some psychosis, there is some obsessive compulsiveness there to Batman for sure.
been revealed to me via comic book strip. So let's get into that. So pretty much when I look at this is just showing you how Batman gets sun on the regular. You got Superman here, and all he says is, and speaking of which, it's time we left as well. He puts the cape on Batman like he's his son, and then literally scoops him up, flies off, and then Batman is just like, bye. This is like literally your father coming to pick you up from school at 3 p.m. after you're done, and
That's
just
a
like, come on,
joke.
son, let's go home. You will never catch Superman being carried as hard as Batman is, and that is the
Really? You want to bet? How about when Superman died and Lois Lane has him in his arms and she's crying and you see his little cape torn to pieces on the top of a stop sign or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
He died. What?
Healing coma. What's that?
There's so many scenes of Superman getting the crap knocked out of him and being cast away or being picked up by other superheroes or his what is it, the those robots of his and that carry him off into the, what is it, the healing, not the healing chamber, it's like this weird suit he has to wear.
Need we once again bring up when in the DCAU he tried to fight Darkseid, even though he still gives that speech, he still loses.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah. World of Cardboard speech. Everyone forgets 5 seconds later he gets his ass handed to him.
Yeah, so many people use that, and I'm just like, no, watch the whole episode, you numbnuts.
Mm-hmm.
So to say that characters do not look embarrassed or embarrassing poses is, I don't know. It's a weird thing to say because when we talk about superhero comics, the whole idea is to show the physique and the poses and the action shots. And it doesn't matter if it's like healthy shots or you know, people being punched away. There's all kinds of those poses. And you have to do that with your...
That's an ancient comic panel where Batman can't fly, and it ends with a lighthearted joke.
Right.
Ooh, a lighthearted joke.
But even the
Let's exploit that for saying Batman is bad.
But even the idea of having characters in odd or awkward poses that make them look weird. I mean, have you ever seen Superman flying in real life? Like with was it Christopher Reeve? Not the best depiction of a man flying. Kind of goofy, but kind of cool. You know, it's not perfect. It's not like, oh, this is the best example of what a man flying would look like. So, I don't know. He's a guy in pajamas in bright primary colors compared to Batman. If we want to talk about appearances and aesthetics of posing and costumes and how he looks,
All that sort of stuff. Yeah.
he's a bit of a circus act, Mr. Superman there.
Mm-hmm.
Batman's kind of a scary, oh my god, what the hell is that guy coming through this dark hallway.
Yeah, it's different things. But, oh well.
Yeah, the costume, the look, the way they behave. Whenever Batman's in the JLA, it's sort of like he's no longer is the same guy. He's sort of like out of his element. Everything's bright, everything's like bigger than him. And there's scenes that, what was that movie, animated film where he's talking to Green Lantern and saying, look, I was just a guy, I lost my family, but looking around, look, things are way bigger than me right now. I got to get out of my headspace. I got to get into the game. I got to stop whatever's coming. And Green Lantern's like, it's all about me, blah, blah, blah. I'm amazing. And, you know, that was like, yeah, Batman would probably say that. He's a smart guy. He would do that. It's awkward because it's Batman, but at the same time, Batman's not dumb. So
Batman knows he doesn't have magic powers.
Oh yeah, there's a great scene where Green Lantern says to Batman, "Are you just a guy in a bat suit?" He looks around and smiles.
I think it's Justice League War. I think it's called.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes, "You're just a guy in a bat suit. So what do you do?" It's like your ring. It's with concentration. He goes, "Oh, how do you get that?" "Oh, you weren't concentrating." It's like, all right, it might be just a guy, but he's quite smart, generally.
Right.
So.
Okay.
He's very determined. You could say that's a superpower.
I would say, yeah, he's relentless. Yeah, it's a superhero power.
Metaphor for this: Batman gets carried religiously 365 days a year. Like, let's just bring up when he was getting clapped by Villainess.
That's going to cost you a rib.
Oh.
Let's bring up when
That's an
She has
evil Wonder Woman.
superpowers.
That's the crime syndicate's version of Wonder Woman. You numbnut.
Also, do you know how he beats her like 5 seconds later? Not by physical power, but by using his brains
With
to make
gas.
Yeah.
gas. Yeah,
Which is the entire point of his character.
he knows he
Outwitting
can't beat
people.
her. Yeah,
He's basically Goliath, Davi to Goliath.
Yeah, but that's the great thing. In DC, they have all these gods walking around, and Batman has a plan or some sort of strategy to deal with that. And this guy's like, well, look at Batman lose. He's so weak. It's like, yeah, that's why we like him. He can go toe-to-toe, not physically, but he can still win in other ways.
Yeah, the whole thing is he is just a human, and yet he can beat these superpowered beings once in a while.
Yeah, the scene with Darkseid where he's about to blow up the frickin' planet. He's like, and he deals with him. He negotiates. It was great.
yeah.
Because Superman would just try to beat him up, and Batman would be like, no.
Yeah.
Which is
But hey, look, Batman is a character, a superhero of brains, something that this guy is clearly lacking. So how would he understand that?
I know.
Captain Atom just walked up to him and just said, boom, dead. Boom, you're dead again. Boom, boom, boom. Where was the plan for that? If he just really committed to that right then and there, what?
Yeah, that's on Batman the Brave and the Bold. On which point, like, he gets proven in the episode. Also, Captain Atom's, I just can't be arsed anymore with this. It's just,
his living energy.
it's like, okay, these very incredibly superpowered people can kill normal people. Yes, that is true. Congratulations, you figured out that people with powers can kill people. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, here's Legacy for the $4.99. Thank you, sir. You don't even need to write a character who's human to show humanity. You would be surprised how many times diversity becomes irrelevant back then. I think the creativity.
Green Arrow.
That's for people who can empathize.
Well,
Yes.
we're talking about comic books, and they have to do something new every time. They have to have colorful, action-packed scenarios. And with Batman, it's all a bunch of weird rogues that are... I don't say they're particularly superpowered, but they're demented and twisted in some way. Either they're using technology or some maybe magic or something to them. Like Kite Man is ridiculous, but that's the kind of villain in Gotham that there's some crazy person who's going to fly around on a kite and steal and whatever. So you have to present, at least in Detective Comics at the time, the 50s and 60s, something crazy and weird and colorful and funny and goofy.
Well, for that time, Kite Man is a very crazy villain.
Right.
Because that's technology that most people probably haven't heard of.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's some backstory behind Kite Man, why his kite works and how it works and da-da-da. Same with Condiment Man and all these other weirdos. You gotta make it interesting. You gotta be like, what the hell is Batman up against now? A guy throwing ketchup at someone. Well, how does that work? It's like there's gotta be something about that ketchup, or he's got a lot of
It
it.
induces diabetes.
I don't know. There's got to be some weird backstory to make it make sense, but sometimes it doesn't make any sense at all. And there are some really bad villains from Batman, for sure. But there's hundreds of these guys, these weirdos. So writers had fun. Kids enjoyed the stuff. And it wasn't to be taken too believably seriously. It's supposed to be for tongue-in-cheek humor in this noir-ish style story.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say completely noir because it wasn't completely dark and adult. It's for kids.
What you doing? All right, so let's actually watch like Batman.
Thinks he's the greatest superhero in the universe. 'Cause it's true. Boom. You're dead. Boom. You're dead again.
Aha, fake laughing is not funny.
Oh, I think he's actually laughing. He finds this funny because he's a fucking child.
Like,
This guy is literally stunted in development.
what's this meant to prove? It's like, yeah, we all know that there's people who can kill Batman really easily. It's like, yeah, it's watching Batman not get killed really easily that's, interesting. I don't get this. So how's this proving that he's overrated?
Yeah, what we should be doing is comparing.
Most superheroes usually don't get full-on direct hits from their villains either.
Yeah, we should be
Just saying.
we should be looking at something which is comparable to Batman, like we talked about Tony Stark or Lex Luthor or something like that, and say, well, he's not as good as these other guys over here because they're pretty much the same. Like you have to compare like to like. He's comparing a human to like a god, and you're like, yeah, the gods are stronger. We get it.
He's just looking at strength stats.
Oh, pretty much.
Who the fuck? What the fuck does that say?
And side note, for a lot of versions, Captain Atom is even more of a Boy Scout than Superman because he's technically still in the military,
Yeah, exactly.
as well as being in the Justice League.
Well, let's look at other characters. I always bring up Solid Snake or MGS3 rather, Naked Snake, where
Big Boss.
Big Boss. Yeah, he's just a guy, but he gets the tar beaten out of him, and he keeps coming back. He actually has that not the suture screen, but the heal your wounds screen, where he pulls arrows out of his body and he stitches himself up and has a cast and all this other stuff. Like that's the story. He's not super powered. He's really good at hand to hand, but compared to those other guys, like the boss creams him every time till the ending. He doesn't go invisible. He can't fly. He can't turn into a bunch of bees and fly around with a bunch of.
Although to be fair, Batman would still kick both their asses.
Oh yeah, Batman would be amazing. But in that context, he is the little guy, and he's up against these ridiculously overpowered other characters. And the fun part of the game, outside of exploration, is the puzzle that is the boss. How do you learn their pattern? How do you exploit it? And there's like more than 5 different ways to stop the bosses in those games. It's really fun.
Yeah, we can praise MGS3 all we want, but the Cobra unit is still just as ridiculous back then now as it is back then.
Oh yeah, it's basically just Power Rangers and Kojima's imagination. It's just
that's an insult to Power Rangers. Excuse you.
Yeah. Well,
If this guy doesn't understand how Batman works, a crude and not too accurate alternative name for him could be Swiss Army Knife Man.
well, The Brave and the Bold is a fun, cute version of the 50s. It was the 50s or 40s version of Batman that they just amped up a bit.
40s and 50s, more like a silver and bronze age.
Yeah, I'd say 40s. Yeah,
Or something like that.
even
Apart from that one episode with where the Chill of a Night, which turns quite dark. But that one was done by the people who wrote the animated series. So
okay. I do recall the design of Wonder Woman is like 20s and 30s, her hairstyle and her outfit's a bit flapper.
yeah, everything comes from like the 50s.
Yeah.
Sort of.
So that is sort of a tongue-in-cheek, I don't know, fan-oriented, fun version of Batman as opposed to Detective Comics Batman. So I don't mind the humor. And this guy's like, oh, you just kill Batman. It's like, okay. It's good.
Oops.
Like even the things that Batman says are goofy. Like everything's funny in these shows. They're supposed to be goofy. Anyway.
Boom, boom. That's all it would take. Sir, you are crossing a line. Even the villains must buy into it.
The best part about this for me is just like the sequence of Batman getting wow. This is great.
Your deluge
Hop out
of
the
destruction
car,
is
dude.
over.
Oh, this one right here, my man is playing.
What the hell is he supposed to do against Despero? Oh,
Your
Weather.
wicked winds wane tonight, weather wizard.
Oh.
The irony here is it's a joke reel because Captain Atom doesn't have any clue how Batman actually works, so he just assumes that Batman just stands still like he would.
yeah, the irony is that Captain Atom doesn't get it either, and this idiot fell for it.
Yeah, it's the fact that Batman doesn't stand there in the open giving a monologue.
Yeah, he always has something up his sleeve. That's just Batman.
Yeah.
Doesn't he try
And
to
also-
sneak up on people once in a while?
She's flying through space and he's just went on his
Now, Star Sapphire.
This is like full dress.
All right, I don't care anymore.
This is dumb.
Yeah, also, have you noticed how in all those clips, he's like doing the exact same thing, going back for a batarang? It's like, that's not what we...
And all of those villains are very clearly more powerful than him, which is why he always brings someone along. And like in any other episode where he's fighting someone that's clearly above his level, he always has someone on standby ready to help him.
Mhm.
It's basically once you go to cosmic levels, Batman is basically the operator at home who coordinates the plan.
Yeah.
That's what you and that's where he excels. That's what you want him to do. That's okay. But he doesn't get how that's important.
All right, let's keep. We're almost done anyway, so.
How do you explain intelligence to someone who doesn't have any?
Arthritis is a very real problem for him. His joints? You telling me them joints is good? He's taking a lot of falls, a lot of beat. You seen old man Wayne? He need that cane. Peak physical human condition ain't lasting that long, is it?
He's
get old.
He's retired. He's retired already, dude. What's your point?
Is he arguing old people are frail?
Yes.
Well, so this is the scene just before he beats up three of the Joker's gang.
With a cane.
Dude,
Yeah.
is he confusing Batman Beyond Bruce with Dark Knight Returns? Because those are clearly different.
No, he just says he just says that he gets old, so he's weak.
It's like, yeah, have you seen old people?
Have you seen it? And more than that, have you seen the damn clip you're showing right now?
Well, this is like arguing Arnold Schwarzenegger sucks because he can't lift what he used to lift. It's like, yeah, he's like 70.
Oh, he's nearly 80 himself.
He
Like,
can still lift you out the window.
like what do you?
Yeah, damn, it's logic. Look at that man who's nearly 90. Isn't he so old and frail? But yes, he can't fight crime. But yeah, there's nothing else to add.
Then there's the whole ethics that Batman won't kill, at least in the versions that we know him. So he's always holding himself back. He doesn't.
The majority of versions.
Yeah, the ones that most people like because he's so skilled that he has all these weapons. He's not going to use them for lethal purposes, and it takes an expert to figure that out. You can't just fire a gun at someone and hope for the best. It's like same with throwing. Like what was the scenes in Under the Red Hood where he stops Jason Todd with his batarang, and
Yeah, he dodges the shot and then immediately puts a batarang in Jason's gun.
yeah, and the Joker's like you rootin' tootin' whatever. It's just like yeah,
Well,
because Jason gave the ultimatum of someone was gonna die except Batman's there, so no one's dying.
Also remember earlier in that fight and everything like that, Jason Todd cuts his belt off, and then Batman just literally burns Jason. Saying, "Play back your toys," burns his jacket.
Oh, the jacket, yeah.
Yeah, and then God, that fight scene is so amazing.
Yes.
It's honestly, I rate that as one of the best fight scenes because it's like Batman tries to be all nice and gentle because obviously it's Jason, and then when he realizes that's not the possibility, when he finally even releases half his rage at Jason, it's just such a curb stomp battle, and you don't actually see that often with Batman. He never really wins fights like that.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
He always goes the hard route. He basically increases the difficulty for himself by not wanting to kill, and that's what makes
it's not
while
even-
still
it's not
being
even that way.
mortal. If
It's not even that way.
if he threw that away, he'd just be a sniper.
For some reason, in a lot of animated shows, and this goes for a lot of stuff, the hero has to win with the last second, even though it shouldn't happen like that. And I just feel sometimes Batman gets nerfed a lot, especially in cartoons and animated stuff, to the point where he doesn't even look like he knows even how to fight in certain ones.
They simplify the fighting for sure in animated shows in most cases because we know he could do so many things, but it turns into like a brawling.
It's not even it turns into a brawl. It turns into Batman just gets battered the crap out of, and then he throws 2 punches and wins, and it's a bit like, Do you know what I mean? It's why I enjoy that one of the Red Hood fight scene, and also the fight scene in The Dark Knight Returns against the mutant leader,
Right.
because that's one where it shows his actual ability. Yeah, later on he nearly gets bested by the Joker in a fight, and then you start going, So this is why I don't believe Batman's overrated. It's because half the time he gets really nerfed, and all right, he wins in the end, but he wins by I don't know. It's just a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, but it's
Like, I like
because
seeing Batman
you understand what makes a hero a hero. This guy just thinks that, what you just described is what makes Batman weak and overrated because he only wins by a hair's breadth and not by planet-sized differences like Superman.
Yeah, this is kind of the same video we watched about the guy defending or trying to defend Andromeda, where what you're supposed to do is say, okay, these attacks or this criticism of the game is not as bad as you think. This guy should have said, well, look, Batman has all these amazing things, or list the things that people love about Batman, and then downplay them. Say, it's not a big deal. He plans things. Anyone can plan things. He has gadgets. Anyone can have gadgets. And he shows other people with gadgets. He shows other people who plan. You have to bring him down. You have to cut him down to certain size to say, yeah, he's just a guy. He's not that cool. All he's doing is saying, look, Superman's strong. He can kill Batman. Look, this character's strong. She can kill Batman. It's that was never a
That's
problem.
not the point.
Yeah, that's not. No one's hyping, Batman can beat anyone. No one's saying that. He's so strong. No one's saying that. You have to take the criticism and deal with it. You don't just make shit up.
No one's saying that. At least not anyone in their right mind.
Well, anyone who knows Batman, yeah. So this guy's just making shit up. He's trying to have a good time and laughing at cartoons that he agrees with. That's it. We're just going, this is dumb.
He's the guy who will make up lies about you just to bully you and enjoy.
Yeah, he has nothing better to do.
That he made up an insult about.
Some person makes up a topic like Batman's amazing. He disagrees, and he's going to make a stupid video where he just laughs at Batman getting hurt or whatever. You're like, that's not the point. Batman gets hurt all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think it was such a big deal when Bane broke his back in Nightfall?
Yeah,
Duh.
exactly.
That moment was specifically meant for that point.
He has at least 3 Robins take over his role as Batman whenever he's recuperating.
Dick is the best.
Well, I mean, this is natural. This is part of this. He doesn't even know that. that Batman fails and he's incapacitated and someone has to take up his role, because then if the crime bosses of Gotham knew that Batman was incapacitated, they'd go crazy. So someone else takes up the mantle, and then bad things happen. And that's Nightfall is a great example of that, where they take, I think it was Jean-Paul Valley, or who was it?
Was it Azrael or someone else?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, it was Azrael.
Because there's more than one Azrael. I remember in other versions.
Yeah.
In other versions, it's Michael Lane.
Right.
Yeah, it's John Paul. It's John Paul in the Nightfall.
But
Yeah,
that's
there you
the, but he,
That was
instead
the
of,
debut, wasn't it?
yes, but it wasn't Azrael in his suit because they made him a bat suit, which was like
A mechanical bat suit that
Yeah.
he used to be.
Well, yeah. Well, no. I mean, the story in general wasn't that story in general. Azrael's debut in the DC universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we have these storylines. They do exist. Bruce fails a lot. He comes back, better understanding, better insight, a plan, another plan, a backup plan. This is how it goes in Batman. He tries, he fails, he gets back up, keeps going. That is kind of like how it goes in heroes' journey stories. Hero attempts to save the day, fails, falls, has to leave his surroundings and learn about the world, grow stronger.
Does he have to rise? Like Dark Knight, right? No, carry on. Oh,
Yeah, well, anyway.
I think we just I think as we go on, like, and really think of this character and understand, we've allowed ourselves to believe that this
don't think
dude
you
in
understand
tights
anything.
is the answer for everything in any comic book scenario, anime scenario, video game scenario.
What are
And
you talking
we've
about?
allowed these writers and certain fans to convince us that this very mortal man who can catch a kidney stone, he's got to have fiber, can get constipated, micronutrients, and he's smooth.
I don't know what he's talking about.
What is he smoking?
we've got to stop writers writing about these human characters, because we just need superhuman gods. Like, okay.
If only Batman was a god, he'd be great. Like, what? No. Sales would plummet. People would hate DC and burn their books.
Mhm.
That's a horrible idea. Let's make Batman not human. Like, what?
Movies to keep himself going. He needs to constantly stretch or his muscles are getting tight. Arthritis is a very real thing for him. Tendonitis is a very real thing for him. He could catch all.
So is carpal tunnel. So is a bunch of other human conditions. What's your point?
And he achieves everything he does in spite of all of this, and that is what makes him a hero, you dumb fuck. No.
But guys, Batman's overrated because he can get AIDS.
He has to stretch. Oh no. He has to have breakfast.
Oh, now I understand. He doesn't like, this guy here doesn't like to be reminded of his own mortality and shortcomings, and Batman is proving that you can actually apply yourself, and despite being a human without powers, can actually achieve something, but you would need to put work to it. And this little junkie here doesn't want that. He just wants magical Mary Sue powers. And that's why he doesn't like Batman.
I can't
It's
believe he's going on.
projection.
Humans can have diseases in later life. That's why Batman's overrated.
That's
Sorry.
his argument. That's his argument.
That is literally because
Yeah, but
when
he
Batman
needs
reaches
to-
80, he might have arthritis.
But Hawk, Batman needs to stretch. He needs to work out in order to be powerful. This guy doesn't want to do that. That's
But
why
Batman
he
does
hates
work.
Batman.
But he does work out. I don't.
No, this
I
guy
don't-
here, this junkie here that we're watching, he doesn't want to work out. And he hates Batman because he's actually putting in work in order to achieve what he can. And I've known a couple junkies in my life. They don't like applying themselves. They want the magical stuff to happen. They want magic powers.
All right, we're almost done. Let's just get through this guy.
Alzheimer's. This person right here is a joke.
But
Alzheimer's.
that's just a theory. A game theory.
All right, we're done.
You're not funny.
Goodbye.
Ever
do that. Don't do that.
That was pathetic.
Yeah.
Man, I only joined, what,
It's
10 minutes
strikingly
back to do it.
pathetic.
and that was like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Aside from last time you've been on.
Aside from last time I was
The
on.
drama guy was pretty bad.
Not many memes though.
Yeah, the most underutilized Batman villain, Lyle Bolton, aka Lockup. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Interesting.
If I remember correctly, he is a on and off member of the Suicide Squad.
This is from No More Bullshit with
We've deleted my stuff. I don't know. Not English.
I don't. Wisp needs to shut up and read Harlan Ellison. Well, I mean, everyone needs to read Harlan Ellison. I don't know if he needs to shut up. Watching and how we hate both Back to the Future and Star Wars.
Wait, what? I don't get it. What?
Who hates Back to the Future and Star
Okay,
Wars?
Melvin is abusing the stream meme channel again to send chat messages.
Oh,
Stop making these. They're not memes. They're not funny. If you want to write something, write it in chat.
yeah, guys. I do recommend reading Harlan Ellison in general, just because he's an awesome writer. But if you don't like short stories, if you don't like science fiction, no, you probably wouldn't like him that much. I don't know. Okay, it's a weird way of telling people to go read Harlan Ellison. Anyway, 5-year-old me, yeah. See, kids love Batman. They get it.
Is that Damien?
Look, I'm a bat.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so many cute kids that are on their deathbeds. They have cancer or whatever, and they dress up as Batman. They go around. It's just these heartfelt stories, and they're inspiring to see. So there's reasons why they like Batman over Superman. And I bet if I was a kid and I had a Batman film before I had a Superman film, I'd want to be Batman.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just...
That's great. Michael Keaton's chin. Help, I'm retarded and I can't shut up. Yeah, that's kind of what we just went through. Perhaps you relied on my master's vow against hating minorities. Let me assure you that I subscribe to no such niceties. He's loading a shotgun. Oh, yeah.
He's not wrong either.
The beauty of Alfred is just he just doesn't give a crap. Like, what? No, you're dead.
Yes, I admit it. I am the Batman. Never forget. I don't remember if that was in the animated series or in Justice League, but that's a great Alfred moment.
Oh,
Might have been
boy.
might have been Justice League, like when the Thanagarians showed up.
Anyway, that was over an hour of us listening to this crap. Not a shred of reason. I couldn't see any connection between what is a criticism of Batman and why. If you wanted to make the argument, like say Batman was versus a guy, and you can make all the listing of skills and armor and weapons and all that stuff, like, yeah, of course Batman would lose, no problem.
Yeah, but the problem is everyone defaults to Superman. The moment he mentioned the Superman argument, that's when it went downhill completely.
Yeah, that was like was it minute 2 or 3?
Yeah, like close to halfway through the video, it's like everyone brings that up against Batman. I'm just like, in fact, not even against Batman, against both of them, one way or the other.
Oh,
I'm just like, can we stop?
yeah.
The thing that got me was the fact that he brought up the fact that Bruce Wayne being 80 means he can't be Batman. It's like, okay, that's true.
And
We don't expect that. It's like, yeah, but in the future he might get arthritis. So okay, and that's why he can't be Batman in his 20s. It's like because when he's 80, he might get arthritis.
And the guy pulling such a Streisand, literally with the clip of him in Batman Beyond, like walking with the cane, cutting it off right before he beats the Joker gang's asses.
Yeah.
Lie by omission. Hawk, don't you remember? I once said that these people are incapable of understanding linear time.
Oh, yeah, I know about. Yeah, he can't comprehend the fact that that Batman being 80 is not the same as him being 30.
And we have many stories of Superman dying throughout the years. I think.
Oh, Superman dies like 5 times a year.
Yeah.
Well, not really, but
Has he
Well,
caught up to Optimus Prime yet?
well,
I mean, well, we can't count that much because there's so many different universes in Transformers. It's ridiculous.
Okay, Son Goku?
Twice.
Son Goku only died twice?
Yep.
Are you sure?
In the Saiyan Saga, with Raditz, and then at the end of the Cell Saga. That's it.
God, it feels like so many more.
well,
Maybe because a lot of people also bring in like the non-canon DBZ movies, and I'm just like, no, that doesn't count either.
okay.
It's just twice canonically.
Okay.
Well, guys, if you're going to make an argument video or you're going to have any kind of argument regarding, pick a topic, address the core argument, address the issue. Don't start rambling on about, French cuisine doesn't have the problem with garlic or whatever. It's like, it's nothing. If you're talking about one thing, don't bring up a non sequitur about another thing. It's just silly. This is dumb.
And don't bring up arthritis.
Yeah. If you're gonna make an argument for either Batman versus Superman, don't bring up the BVS argument unless you can actually make that argument work. Otherwise, it's not.
We've seen
almost
these
never
stories.
works.
We've seen these videos of Batman v Superman or Batman versus Captain America or whomever. Fine, good. You use proper assessment, compare all the like to like, one to ones, and you'll be fine. If you're going to say something's overrated, there's so many ways to address that topic because we're talking about marketing. We're talking about what people say, and all you have to do is go to Reddit or go to somewhere on the net where you have a nice big thick argument and read the lists of why Batman is good and why he's bad. Shouldn't be hard. And then you say, I think he's bad because of these things. And that's great. No problem. You don't say, well, he's human, therefore he's bad. That's not an argument. That's like saying Spider-Man is human, therefore he's bad. The reason why we read these comics is because they are humans. It's not because they are gods. That's why people tend to lend themselves to Marvel stories back in the day, because we could relate to them more, or they could relate to them more. And Batman and Superman are kind of those icons that are larger than life from a human level and from a superhuman level.
You can't relate to Batman?
In some ways I can't, no. I can relate to him in his basics and his core, why he's doing what he's doing as a child without a family, and how he got there. That makes perfect sense. I can really get behind that. Same with Superman. But once we get into like the complicated stuff, like why doesn't he have any children? Why doesn't he get married? Why doesn't he do a million other things that normal people would do? Yeah, I can understand. He's so obsessed. I get it. And they got to keep the story going. The nature of storytelling in comic books, of course. Same with Superman. He's eternal. He's never going to die. These are icons. And when they tell the stories, when Frank Miller or other people try to tell these Elseworlds or offshoots, like Red Sun or All Star, it's like, okay, that's good. I'm glad they're switching it up and gives us a different look, even if it's not canon. That's fine. Have what would Batman be like when he's 80? And we got really great stories with Batman Beyond and Kingdom Come and a few others. But it's like those are good. Those are cool. I like those. But the core there, I totally get. What makes Batman Batman? Anyway, I'm not ever going to want to cover anything with this guy ever again. And please,
this guy is literally dumber than Tabernacle.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I agree.
It's an achievement.
Tabernacle would just argue about the money
No,
system.
Cadillac would just say, "Oh, that's ridiculous," and then bring up communist revolutions or somehow, and it's like, okay, this
Yeah.
guy's just like super powered gods can kill a human. It's like,
Okay.
okay, right.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go do something more fun. I'm gonna go play some New Vegas, and
I've been trying that what was it, the Outer Worlds out.
oh, nice.
I've been playing Arkham Knight this entire time
Yeah.
because at
But,
least Arkham Knight is a better Batman than the shit this guy's spewing.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna take sleep meds and then read something.
Nice. How does that work?
But so this
very
has to put
poorly.
me to sleep somehow.
See, Wisp wakes up face first in their book. You're like, what? Are you okay?
That's most nights for me. I'm a library wisp.
Alrighty. We already went through memes. Thank you so much, guys. Talk to you tomorrow, I hope. Don't know. But I think I'm recovered from Thanksgiving. I think my body is good.
It's ready again.
It's back. It's back to eating healthy again. Holy hell. Anyway, have a great night. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Batman.